Burnout is not just being tired. It's time to break the 5 big burnout myths that are quietly, gently wrecking Gen Z. Nowadays, we see the word burnout almost everywhere. But being a burnout expert for over 20 years, I find most of the conversation is either too soft or just completely wrong. So let's go through the 5 myths that keep people stuck. Myth number 1, burnout happens when you're weak. The people I see burned out most often are not the laziest. In fact, they're often the most reliable, the ones who care, the ones who keep going when others stop. Burnout is now officially recognized as what happens when long-term stress at work is not handled in a healthy way. And the stats are pretty damn ugly. Recent studies show that 68% of Gen Z and younger millennials feel stressed a huge amount of the time, and that 52% of Gen Z report being burned out in recent years. That's not a few weak ones. It's an entire age group working inside structures that constantly push. So you're not burned out because you're soft. You're burned out because you're human in a system that thought you were just a machine. Myth number 2, a week off work will fix it. Okay, take your week off, sleep, doom scroll a bit less, feel a bit more human. But then you go back and within days, you feel the same old tight chest, the same old daily dread, the same old I can't do this. You start to think, why didn't this work? Maybe I'm just broken. Guys, please, you're not broken. You just walked back into that same old fire. And if nothing changed in your workload, your boundaries, your team dynamics, your notification habits, well, what do you expect? Then of course your body said, we're back in the same place all over again. And it sounds the same alarm bells. So what I'll tell you is that real recovery from serious burnout is not one good holiday. It might mean months of slower pace, months of real boundaries, months of saying no to projects, or even leaving environments that never respected your limits in the first place. Myth number 3, burnout is just about long hours. Okay, to some extent the hours do matter, but they're not the whole story by any means. I've seen people working regular hours, 35 to 40 hours a week, but get totally fried. And I've also seen people working 55, 70, 90 hours who are basically functioning okay. But they're not to be confused. The difference is control. The difference is respect. The difference is meaning and stability. If your hours are normal, but your expectations keep changing, your manager is constantly anxious, and your work feels pointless or invisible, your body can still be in survival mode, even with a regular 9-to-5 schedule. Research on meetings and interruptions tell us that people are losing huge chunks of focus to endless calls and notifications, and then working late to do the real work. So burnout is often less, I work too many hours, and more, I spend my hours in a way that makes me feel powerless and drained. Myth number 4, if you were burned out, you'd be lying in bed all day. Again, yes, it can be true that sometimes burnout does look like total collapse, when you literally can't get out of bed. But very often, especially for high achievers, burnout looks pretty damn high functioning. You'll still show up, you'll still hit deadlines, you'll still deliver emails fast. From the outside, you look fine, but on the inside, you start to feel numb. You start to feel exhausted. You start to feel cynical and disconnected from anything that used to make you feel alive. You don't cry, you just don't care. Even when you hear good news, you feel nothing. You get a compliment and it just slides off you. The world calls you a machine and you feel like a ghost in your own life. That is burnout too. If you're living life like a checklist with zero joy, you're not just tired. Most likely it's time to acknowledge you're in a deeper, darker place. Myth number 5, after burnout is done, you'll go back to your old self. This is the big one, and it's so dangerous because everyone wants this to be true. I just got to get through this, then rest. Then I'll be back to normal. Who are you trying to kid? Here's the tough truth. After real burnout, in fact, your limits change. Objectively, scientifically, psychologically, you can't just go back to the old you who could tolerate all of it because your body remembers the fire. And the next time you push too hard, it shuts down way faster. Not because it hates you, because it learned what happens when it let you run at 120% for too long. So the goal isn't to get back to who you were before everything broke. That version of you ignored all of the warning signs. The goal is to build a new you who listens sooner, who draws boundaries earlier, and who chooses rooms that simply do not require self-destruction to belong. Remember this, You are allowed to design a life that your nervous system can actually live in, not just survive in for as long as possible. So if any one of these myths sounds true to you, save this post and send to someone who's right at the edge so they don't have to learn all of this stuff the hard way.